It has been said that Mexican Spanish is kind of at the lower end of the spectrum. Like, it's kind of the poorest, slangiest Spanish. Yeah, yes and no. It is kind of at that lower end, but you can speak it just fine. See, so I had Peruvian companions, Colombian companions. They spoke a very kind of proper, clear, clean Spanish. And you know, people from Spain, they have the je, all the je noise, and Argentina as well. I mean, you speak it how you want to speak it. I tried to speak the cleanest, nicest Spanish I could, and it worked. I mean, people mistook me for a Mexican. Do I look Mexican? No. But I convinced people that I did because I tried to really hit the accent like them, but better than them, because I knew that they spoke pretty slangy. And up in the north part of the country, they actually just kind of Spanglish words. They'll be like, let's go pushearlo. Like, let's go push it. So they'd make push a Spanish word. And they don't do that as much down in the Mexico City part. To just add to that, I guess I would say, you know, slang is going to be thrown on a lot. Once you learn a word of slang, look up the real word. So you just know both. I would say, you know, because you're going to want to write down words you don't know when you're starting out, and to look them up every day. And I'd highly recommend that. Any word you hear you don't understand, write it down and look it up. And you'll start to really pick up the language. But yeah, they'll use slang. Don't accept it for just what it is. Like, and sometimes it's not in the dictionary. Like, you know, slang is not going to be in the dictionary. So you're going to have to ask your companion what it means. And they'll kind of explain it to you. But I would just say understand both, the real word and the slang. Because then, once you come back to the U.S., like, you're going to meet people that speak Spanish from all over the world, and you may not be able to communicate because you're using slang that's they don't know, and they're not gonna. You're gonna have that disconnect. So there's slightly different accents from the south to the north. There's a lot more Spanglish up in the north, obviously, because English is crossing the border. There's that mixing area. It's kind of sing-songy. I got made fun of a lot when I came home because of my sing-songy kind of way of talking. So I don't know. I think that's kind of mostly all the northern accent. Kind of in the middle of the country, divide it. There's a southern accent and a northern accent, and you'll pick up on it. Now, as far as learning Spanish, or what it kind of sound like, I guess. So a greeting on the street would be like, you know, you want to be very formal. There's a tú form, which is to say like you, and then there's an usted form, which is a proper one. And you always want to speak to people in the proper one, because you know you're representing Jesus Christ. And another proper way is, instead of being like hola, you'd be like good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, right? So depending on the time of day, you'd be like buenas tardes. Tienes un momento, somos misioneros por la Iglesia de Jesucristo de los Santos de los Últimos Días. Traemos un mensaje acerca de Jesucristo y como Él visitó ese continente y enseñó a la gente su evangelio y ha sido restaurado por el profeta José Smith. So we would, and you can probably hear what I'm saying, you know, but it's kind of a simple testimony. We were taught to bear straight testimony right on the street, like even about Joseph Smith, even about the Book of Mormon, because the Spirit would testify to them, and if they're interested, you know, they'll accept an appointment. And so we would testify and then ask for an appointment, and that's it. And sooner is better, you know. Do you have time right now? Could we go to your house? And if they were willing, we'd go with them.